Good evening. I'm Tommy Siam. I'm the councilman from Ward 9 here in Florissant, and I'm here to do council action for you this evening, which is going to be basically just a quick rundown of the agenda that we just went through a little while ago. So tonight, at tonight's meeting, we had a special presentation from the superintendent of Ferguson-Florissant School District, Dr. Howard Fields, explaining the 48%, the 0.48 cent levy request ballot referendum that's going to be on the ballot next month. And he gave several of the reasons why, including like for the benefit of students and security and staff and various other readings. I would definitely encourage people to go ahead and watch it if you're interested. Also tonight we had 3 public hearings. We had a public hearing for Avis at 730 North Highway 67 in Florissant Meadows. They would like to be able to rent trucks as well as cars, so we had a public discussion about that. We had a request from Venue 347 LLC to operate a banquet center at 1833 Dunn Road. So that is the plaza over by South Waterford and Dunn Road, kind of close to Grandview, and we did have a public discussion about that as well. And finally, we had a request from Dr. Elohim to operate a holistic clinic with therapy rooms, training rooms, and a podcast recording studio at 660 Charbonnier, which is the location of the former Florissant Presbyterian Church. They currently operate at 2402 North Highway 67. They've been there for about 2 years. So if you're interested in any of those public hearings, I would encourage you to go back and watch. And then under bills for second reading, we had a second discussion with the owner of Taste by R&B LLC for the operation of a banquet center and restaurant in Rollo Plaza. And after some discussion, we did amend their hours, but we did pass that. Okay, and then we also passed a bill on a second and third readings for repainting brick at Lee's Chicken, which is in my ward, Ward 9. We also passed an ordinance to give Spire a franchise to operate a natural gas distribution system within our city. And finally, we passed an ordinance to commit excess general fund reserves for projects such as our community buildings and parking lots. And I believe, if I remember correctly, it was about $6 million of excess general fund reserves to enhance our community that way. Okay, we had a request for a special use transfer, a special use permit transfer for Gary's Automotive, which is also in my ward at 1745 North Highway 67. A lot of people here probably know it. The owner, Mike Mullenkamp, is retiring. So we approved a transfer to Robert Cooley of NR Auto Store 110 LLC to take up ownership of that, and it should operate on exactly the same way. Finally, we had several bills for first reading, including a couple of the public hearings that I mentioned previously, but also in addition, we had the first reading for the transfer of the special use permit I just mentioned. And also, McAllister's Deli is going to close down and become a Central Trust Bank. We had a public hearing at the last meeting for that, and we had the first reading on that bill tonight. Okay, finally, we have 3 upcoming events that we would like you to know about. The St. Patrick's Day Parade is this Sunday, March 15th at noon. We have our city's electronics recycling event from 9 to 1 on Saturday, April 11th at St. Ferdinand Park. And we have our city's document shredding event from 9 to 12 on Saturday, April 25th. That's also at St. Ferdinand Park. Okay, so that's all I have for tonight for a brief synopsis of the meeting. If you're interested in any of the subject matter above, I would encourage you to contact the mayor's office or your council member, or to go back and watch the video of the council meeting, which will also be posted as well. Thank you and have a good night.